Well, I am the only socialist elected to the Virginia General Assembly. The chamber I'm in has a Republican majority. It's the narrowest of Republican majorities. It's a 51-49 chamber. But what I've found is that my name is a party line issue. Every Republican looks at a bill with Lee Carter's name at the top as an automatic no, and every Democrat looks at a bill with Lee Carter's name at the top as a maybe. So, so I spend a lot of my time convincing my fellow members of the Democratic caucus. I do caucus with the Democrats. I spend a lot of time convincing them that they can do more. We can do more to help people. We don't have to accept the things that are presented to us by the Republican majority. We can fight harder, and we can deliver more. We can force concessions out of the Republicans for now while we're in the minority, and we can make big campaign issues out of it later so that we can actually have a solid agenda going forward. And it's a bit of a tough sell, but it happens in fits and spurts.
Is there an impact you can sense? I know this is a difficult question, but is there an impact you're having, at least on the Democrats, by your being there, by them having to deal with a socialist in their midst who doesn't have horns and who has something to say?
Yeah, well, I've been trying to get some time in front of the full caucus to explain what it means to have a socialist in the caucus. So far, they just haven't been able to find time for that presentation. But on a day-to-day basis, yeah, there's a huge impact from just having someone who's willing to go and touch what's seen as the third rail and say, it's not hot, you can touch it. So, the things like talking about single-payer healthcare. I campaigned on a platform of fighting for single-payer healthcare at the state level in 2017, and I was upfront with everybody. I said, we're not going to do this overnight. There's going to be steps along the way, but at a time when the rest of the Virginia Democratic Party was talking about maybe we can expand Medicaid, I go in there and I start talking about single-payer healthcare, and what do you know? The Republicans go, whoa. We should probably expand Medicaid. We should get that out of the way. So now there's 300,000 Virginians who have health insurance today that did not have it 2 years ago.
And part of that was by pushing for the single payer option.
Oh, absolutely, which I'm still doing. We got to keep our eyes on the prize. We can't settle for the intermediate steps. We have to say, this is the end goal. The end goal is making the Commonwealth of Virginia the kind of place where everyone can live and work free from worry about how they're going to put food on the table, how they're going to make the rent, how they're going to pay a doctor when they need to, how they're going to put their kids through college, and free from all forms of discrimination and exploitation. We can talk about that end goal. We can talk about the grand vision and also execute on the steps along the way to get there. And I feel like that's something that's been really lost in American politics for a long time.